Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Create with Brenda. I am on just a few minutes early to get everything synced up here, so bear with me. I am here. I'm just waiting for everything to connect. All right, there it is. We're connected. I'm going to flip up to my other view. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I had to put a big sweater on again this morning. It's really dark and dreary and rainy, but I'm very happy that it's washing away the remains of our winter snow. So, like I said in my little caption, everything is coming up daisies. I'm so excited. I went out and started peeking a little bit in some of my gardens, and yes, stuff is coming. Spring is arriving. And as you can see down over here, I've got boxes, my retired product, so that's exciting. All right, we have 1 minute remaining, so let's just hang on 1 second, and I can see people are hopping on, so let's just hold up here for a minute. You guys, so much new stuff happening. Old catalogs going out, new catalogs coming in. And we should be clicking over to 9 o'clock, and then boom, we'll get started. Oh, and it's Happy Tax Day. Hey, Joyce Paulson, good morning, good morning. I hopped on just a few minutes early so that everything would be connected when you guys hop on. So I hope today goes smooth, technically, but the card too, I don't know. Answer me this, Joyce. Do you ever have trouble, like, every once in a while, like my creative mojo, I swear, flies out the window, and that's kind of where I've been, and I think part of it might be because I have all this new stuff, and everything's just whirling through my head, and I can't focus on just one thing. So hopefully it will settle down here for us. So, okay, I am going to switch down to my workstation because I can see we've got people on, and is what I want to talk about today. Just a quick little zip. The annual catalog is retiring. We have just a little over 2 weeks left. Products in here end on May 1st. The products in the mini catalog end on May 1st. And then we get to have this, our brand new catalog. I cannot open it yet, but I do know that my customers who have ordered from me in the last 6 months should have received their catalog in the mail. I sent myself one too from the mailing selector, and it arrived yesterday. So this fun catalog will be landing in your hands too. All right, last but not least, I wanted to talk about the retiring colors. I noticed I had made a mistake on my posting. This was supposed to be soft suede, not labeled. Sahara Sand is retiring, but so is soft suede. And then, of course, the retiring in colors. You'll notice Fresh Freesia is not on there. Fresh Freesia will be moving into the Subtles family on May 2nd. So, yay for that. And then, of course, the last chance 60% off sale. So, get in there, get your stuff while you can, guys. Hopefully all is well. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing any kind of a refresh, but we'll figure it out as we go here, okay? All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start out. I have little pieces of the new in colors. You guys, the in colors are beautiful. There is, and now let's see how good I am, right? This is Pebbled Path. Really, really pretty. This is Moody Mauve. And there's been lots of discussion how to pronounce mauve. This is Wild Wheat. Boho Blue. And Copper Clay. So pretty. Really different in colors, and I think maybe that's why I'm having trouble with my Creative Mojo too, is just that it's a whole different color palette, and I don't know, it'll come to me. I know it will. It always does, but wow. So is what I've done with these strips is I've just cut some very, very thin strips. They're only like a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. And that one is perfect. I'll do one more. And the rest of them I have already cut, because who wants to watch me sit and cut paper, right? All right, so here's, oh, I guess I do have to cut. I do have to cut one more just to, oh, hi. I have a little visitor. My little Emmy Lulu is down here. She's my happy little golden doodle. All right, so there's our strips. And I'm just going to put those over here for right now. I'm going to, you want to say hi, Emmy? Come on, you can say hi. All right, I'll switch back up to my PC. All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Meet Emmy Lou. She's my little mini golden doodle, and she's a super good girl, aren't you? Yes, yes you are. She has her little sweater on today, too, because it's cold. It's cold again. I know, and she's loving this outside thing. So, say goodbye, Emmy. Say goodbye. Gotta go. Oh, she is the sweetest thing ever. Okay, back to our strips. I'm going to bring in the Boss. I like to use these no-slip shelf liners underneath my die cutting machine. It just makes it easier for me. I'm going to back out my well-loved cutting plates here, and let me show you what I've got. So when I said I've got some carryover items, the dots and spots die is huge, right? And it is carrying over from the annual catalog to the next annual catalog, which I'm really happy about. I love, love, love this die, and I feel like I haven't used it quite enough either. When I die cut with the big dies, I like to put them cutting edge up, and I'll show you why. The piece that I'm going to die cut is going to be bigger than I actually want, but by turning that plate cutting side up, I can position this on the die cutting plate where I want it, okay? So I'm going to run this through, and you'll hear all the cracking and popping. That's normal. Whoops, and I bumped my camera. Sorry about that. All right, so let's take our die cut piece here, And I'm just going to move our die off to the side. I don't want to get rid of our die cutting machine quite yet because I have one more thing to do. I can see I have viewers on, but I am not getting any kind of chat. So if you're out there and you want to chat, be sure to jump in, say hello, give me a wave, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me anything. All right, I'm going to take a piece of the Pebbled Path and the beautiful, I didn't even show you the bundle, Cheerful Daisies, dies and stamp set. Gorgeous. The stamp set is photopolymer, meaning they're clear. You can see through them, and we'll be using them here in just a minute. And then the dies. So, what I want to use out of the dies is this Triple Daisy. And then I'm also going to be using this little label that comes in there with it. Alright, so for this one, I just want to cut this out. Hopefully I won't bump my camera this time. Hello, my stamping friends. Be sure to say hi. Alright. So there's our piece that I want from there. And I'm just going to move this out. I do have one more thing to die cut, however, but we'll do that a little bit later. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to take this out. This is so pretty. And you can see that some of my little pieces have stayed in the center of the daisies. So all I'm going to do is just bring in I have these little pieces of foam, and I'll use the roller from my Take Your Pick tool. And by just running that over, and I like to do it on both sides because that helps me get all the pieces out, as you can see. I guess there's a couple stuck in there, but I'm not too worried about that. I can just take my Take Your Pick tool, and they come out that easily. Okay. So, here's our die cut piece. And that was with the dots and spots. And I've got my little strips of paper, right? So what I'm going to do, because weaving and stitching, oh Sarah, you're so funny. General Motors. Today is Sarah's birthday, and she sent me a text that it's hard to be old when somebody sends you all of these little abbreviations that they use in text messaging. Somebody sent her GM, and she's like, and when you're old like me, you think that means General Motors instead of good morning. So that's what she's doing there with her GM. You guys, honest, she's going to think this is so funny, and we won't carry on here forever with it. But I waited forever for a sister. And 11 years I waited for a sister. Anyway, I really did get the best sister, but oh my gosh, our sense of humor is so warped. And we laugh so hard at each other about stuff that is not even funny. So, here we go. What I did is I weaved that piece of Moody Mauve right through the holes, right? And because I went down in that one, I'm going to come up in, let me get a little bit narrower strip. I'm going to come up in this hole, and just stitch across. And for some people, this might be about enough to drive them mad, because it is a little bit putsy, but I really kind of liked how I liked the final outcome of it. So I'm just bending the paper, pulling it up through those holes, just like I'm stitching with thread. And it will crease the paper a little bit, but it's okay. It's not terribly obvious once you get it all the way through, okay? Oh, Kristen, I'm glad. And Donna, too. I'm glad you love the daisies. It feels like daisies are really, really trendy right now. Like, wherever you look, there's daisies. And I feel like these new in colors are super awesome with the daisies too. Wait, like I said, you should be getting your catalogs in the mail. If you haven't already, you should be getting the new catalog if you are a regular customer of mine. All right, so, and if you aren't a regular customer of mine and you would like to be, and you would like a catalog, you can comment below and I will get one out to you. All right, so the next is going to be the copper clay, and we'll go, I'm just alternating the up and down through the holes. And you'll see once I get this fourth one in that we get just a little bit of a pattern by doing that. A little late. Good morning, Beth. Better late than never, right? All the early bird ever got was the worm anyway, so yeah. All right. So there's our pattern by weaving in those pieces of paper. Now, to kind of finish that off and keep it in place, I need to add a little bit of glue to some of these just to keep it down. And I have these little clips that I'm just going to put on there to hold that in place till it dries. And on this end, I have 3 of them. So I can just kind of bend them back a little bit, put my little dot of glue. I'll put my clips on. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Let's bring in this one that I already have done. Okay, so I've got the same 4 colors, and is what I did was just flip it over and add some dimensionals to the back. Now over here by our strips, it doesn't matter because you can't see through the holes, but on this side it does. So you want to make sure that you get your dimensional in between those open dots, okay? And I did trim this piece down, which I'll show you on the other one here in just a minute. But I trimmed it down to 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm just going to bring in my card base, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and give that a good crease. Now, I liked the white on white, so I just simply put this right down on my card base, took my die cut piece and laid this on, and added the little sentiment, like so. Yay, Donna says she got her catalog. That's a good thing. All right. How about you, Beth? Did you get a catalog? All right, so all I'm going to do with this one is just add some glue. Oops. That was lucky that it fell like it did, right? Glue side up. And you don't need a lot of glue, just enough to hold it in place. And again, this is the pebbled path. And maybe this time I will go this way. Change it up a little, right? So I just glued that right on top of our dots and spots die. And then I'm going to bring in a scrap of basic white and using, oh, I know, I wanted to show you too. So this is a brand new stamp pad, right? The Pebbled Path. And I don't know if you know this when you get your stamp pads or not. Ooh, Sarah got her catalog. Yay, Beth got hers. This is all good news and exciting. All right. On the backs of these pads, there's a little arrow here colored that you want to peel up. And then there's the labels. So you take off the one that says Pebbled Path. And on the end that has the little opening, this Pebbled Path fits right down at the bottom. And then that way when you store it in your Stampin' storage, you can see the names of your ink pads. The other thing is when you lift this up, on the very bottom, there's one that has no writing on it. It's just the color of the ink, right? So now, when we open our stamp pad, slide it back, right in this tray, this strip will sit down, and is what comes in handy is you take your pick tool. I'm going to set it down. It's too hard to hold it up toward the camera. And now I can just drop this. And sure, because I'm on camera, I'm not doing it quick like it normally goes. So I can just drop this in the tray, and now I have a visual of the color when it's open. And I'm sure many of you knew that, but if you are new to stamping, those little things make a big difference, right? So now that I have this open, I've got my Oops-a-Daisy, So Sorry stamp on the block. Inking it up. Remember, these are new ink pads, so they're super juicy. All right, there's our Oops-a-Daisy, So Sorry. I love this color. It's, it looks really, really pretty too with our, because you know, soft suede retired. So this is a great color to combine with the gray granite. They're very, very sharp. All right. So now that I've got that stamped, I just want to die cut that using the label die that comes in the Cheerful Daisies. So rather than bring it all back in, I'm just going to do a quick cut over here. And then I want to show you something else because, like I said, my creative mojo has been a little bit off this week. And I want your opinion on this, on a change up for this card. All right, so now is what I'm going to do is, where do I want to put that on here now that I changed my flowers, right? Maybe I'll go back up here. Up or down, up or down, make a decision. I think I'll put it across right there, and I will pop this up on some dimensionals. All right. There. So that's our card for today. But now I want to show you something, and you tell me what you think. So you know how I had this one that we weaved just a minute ago, and I put it aside to dry. Well, I'm going to show you how I trimmed it. So of course I want to leave this side alone, right? But I want it to be 3 3/4 inches wide. But I also don't want a rough edge. So I can either go, when I say rough, I mean I don't want to cut through the holes. So I can go a little under 3 3/4. So I could cut it right here like that, so that I have this solid edge. And then I want to get rid of these edges, right? And I want it to be 5 inches. So if I cut across, and again I've got solid dots, right? And then again at 5. And I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger than 5 so that I can keep that solid edge there. Okay. Well, here's what I was thinking. So here's another card base for us. And this is where I want to know, do I put the designer series paper back behind, or do I not? So on my other, I just put glue dots and put it down, right? Well, this fresh as a daisy paper looks like this on the printed side, and then on the back side there's just this mottled ombre, watercolor, whatever you want to call it. But I'm trying to decide, would it be better with a color behind it? And I think you can see it okay. It's just, you know, it's just the wild wheat. But it adds a lot, I think, to it. So I'll just hold on a second here and wait for a few comments to come in. And while I'm waiting, I'm just going to cut one more of the triple daisy. And we'll cut that out of, again, the pebbled path. And then you can tell me what you think, because like I said, I'm a little bit puzzled by this one. What to do, to add the background color or no background color. And I don't even know that I would have to use my DSP. I think I could probably use my solid cardstock. So yeah, I don't know. But here I did cut out another of the daisies. So then to put that on top, with the color behind. All right, let's see if anybody... Janine says she likes the color in the back. Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards that too, Janine. But then I didn't know if it took away from the weaving on our papers. Let's get our little wheelie out here again to get rid of our extra little pieces in our die. Janine, good morning. I'm glad you're on. I bet you are getting excited to get back up to the lake, huh? All right. So there's all our little pieces out. I'm going to trim this designer series paper down just a little bit because I have one edge that's kind of sticking out. And then I'm going to show you another thing that I was thinking about with this card. Like I said, this week, for whatever reason, my creative mojo is not. But what if you put this on a solid color card base too? Does that make it pop even more? Sarah says, with the daisies, I like white on white. Okay. Yeah, and see, once I put this cardstock behind, then I don't feel like the daisies pop. What do you think? It would be sharp with gold foil behind. That's a good idea, Joyce. Let me grab a piece of gold foil. Or what even about the... Should we try a piece of the shimmer paper? Let's try that and see what it looks like. So come in here with a piece of shimmer paper. Like that. Or let me grab a foil. Too many choices. All right, gold foil. Here we come. The shimmer paper is really quite pretty. And here comes some gold foil. Like that. And on color and with the daisies. I don't know about well, maybe that is a great way to bring in that pebble. Can you see the shiny foil? Yeah. And now I'm going to put that shimmer back in. I don't know if you can really see the difference between the shimmer and the shimmer is really quite pretty. But I think I like the gold. See, I don't think you can really see the difference between the shimmer and the gold. All right. So, gold it is. Let's put it down. So, is what I want to do with this one is I'm going to just make sure that this adheres well to the foil. And then I can see my little weaving pieces moved a touch, but that's okay. There. Get those back in place. And now I'm going to pop this whole thing up, and you see how my gold foil was just a little bit smaller? I wanted that so I didn't have a bad edge on there. Okay, good morning, Nancy. Welcome. All right, I'm going to just put dimensionals then on the back of the gold foil. And my happy hot coffee Saturday gal. Where are you, Karen? I'm missing you this morning. I'm going to just put this down on the pebble, I think. So do you think white now or pebble? I kind of like the pebble. What are you thinking? I'll wait for just a second for some of the chat to pop in. I don't know, but I'll give you a good close-up here of this daisy paper. I know, I'm loving the pebble too. That's what we're going with, is the pebble. And then you guys, this is exciting because that means on this card, I have used all 5 of the new in colors together. And just so you know, if you are wanting to add the in colors to your collection, I will be doing an in color club again. You just have to watch my newsletter for details. Right now, I'm offering a paper share. So check that out. Reserve your spot if you are interested in a paper share. It's going to be, you will receive 1 6x6 piece of all of the new designer series papers, minus the in colors. You know, the in color collection, but you will receive all the new designer series papers and specialty papers. So 1 6x6 piece. That isn't right. Yeah, 1 of each. I don't have my little printout in front of me. And they will all come individually packaged with the name, the reorder number, and the coordinating colors. So they're workable pieces of your entire packet of designer series papers, and it gives you a really good representation of each of the patterns, so that when you order, if you feel you want to order a big pack, you have a really good idea of what you're getting. All right, so there's the card with the gold. I love it. Thank you for that suggestion, Joyce Paulson. Sarah says pebble too. Yeah, I think so. Let me bring my little scrap piece back in. And this one will change up just a little bit. So with the sentiment, we'll do the oops-a-daisy. again. The font on this is really cute. And let's die cut it out. And I'll just do this quickly off camera. And now we can add our little sentiment right in there. I like that, you guys. Yay! You've inspired me. Like I said, it's been a tough week here with Creative Mojo, but I feel good about this card. I love it. All right, so there's our Oops-a-Daisy. Isn't it pretty? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Do you guys ever have just those, I don't know what now with Oops-a-Daisy on the front, like, okay, what are we going to put on the inside of this little baby, right? But I kind of like this other sentiment that's in this stamp set. Your friendship means everything. So maybe we said something, or maybe I don't even see that on here. Maybe I already put it on a block. I don't know what I've done. I'm gonna leave it because, like I said, I really don't know. Well, here it is. I was like, what did I do with that? But I used it for something else, as you can see. So what if I now take I think that's really cute. And maybe I'll just add one of these little tiny strips that I did. I'll use the copper clay. And I'll just add that to my card here. Just to add a little bit of visual interest, right? Adhesive. I do have just one little piece that's too long. There we go. Or maybe it slid with my glue. There we go. Let's just put that right on the inside. Pretty. Really pretty. Nope. All right. So there it is. Today's card. Ta-da. Good morning. Late to the party. Love the card. Oh, Kathy, hi. Good morning. Happy Saturday. All right, you guys. So there we have it. Gold. No gold. Just tone on tone. I do think though, with the tone on tone, I think you notice our paper weaving in those holes more than with the gold, but I absolutely love the gold. All right, I will upload the video to YouTube with measurements and details and all of that. And until next Saturday, bye for now.